Lasan Lobby, a.k.a. Hasan Piker, okay? Let me show you guys this shit real fast because I do think this is going to be good.
You know, dominant. And so, you know, your life is improving while you're starting to believe this other stuff.
Women's self-purity.
Hold on. Let's go back to the beginning here.
To movement, we've
Dick off and conspiratorial.
These people live in it. Either I'm playing
young men.
For values, and on apps you have a Velcro wallet.
We're out of time. We'll see you next time.
Thank you so much.
All right.
We turn now to growing concerns around the proliferation.
Now, this is how, now what I'm telling you guys, now I want you guys to look at how the mainstream media views masculinity, all right? And obviously, Mr. Hasan Piker is going to react to it and give his take.
Proliferation of misogyny online and its migration into real-world interactions, especially those involving young men. John Yang has this story about a Detroit
I'm bumping it up to
teenager's
1.25
experience and the broader implications of this trend.
Oh, this is very 2016 era. This is like, we're back. We're finally back to, like, you know, like internet pipelines and shit like that.
Like many his age, Brian Campbell says he grew up an iPad kid, playing a lot of video games.
Look, lose anyway, it don't matter.
And when the COVID pandemic forced schools to shift to remote learning when he was 12, his primary connection with friends was online.
I would spend all my time on the internet. Either I'm playing the video game or on TikTok or both. Fortnite, NBA 2K. If me and my friends get bored playing it for 10 hours, then we scroll on TikTok and send each other videos, and then we get back to playing the game.
Eventually, content with a specific perspective started showing up on Campbell's feeds.
It is so easy to become a top-tier male in the world today because the competition is so ridiculously low.
Topics masqueraded as informational kind of male improvement. I think a lot of these people live more life. They're rich, they're nice car, all that. Like what society says is the ideal for a young man.
The message appealed to Campbell, and the more he engaged with it, the more he saw. Campbell had found himself in the heart of what's known as the manosphere. The term broadly refers to online communities that create.
You know what's interesting, bro? That he's saying that, you know, he discovered the manosphere, right? I always love it when mainstream media outlets like this say, oh, they found this red pill content in the manosphere, blah, blah, blah. But they never talk about why this type of content resonates with men in the fucking first place. Did you guys notice that? You guys notice that, bro? Like, literally, they talk about the problems. Oh, look, he's into this manosphere content. Ugh. But they never tell y'all why people gravitate towards this shit. We'll keep watching, though. And watch, and when they do say why men gravitate towards it, watch it be some fucking clinical diagnosis bullshit as usual.
Create and share content aimed at men and boys. But there's growing concern about the ideas behind that content. Misogynistic, often conspiratorial beliefs about gender roles and masculinity. And thanks to a handful of key influencers, the manosphere's reach has exploded.
They got Ada Ross out here? Bruh.
In an attempt to quantify that growth, researchers in Dublin set up accounts on multiple social media apps, posing as teenage boys. Last year, they reported that in less than half an hour, every one of the accounts was fed manosphere content, whether they sought it out or not.
In the post-Me Too movement, we've seen this surge of online misogyny in particular.
Cynthia Miller-Idris is the founder of the...
Get out of here, Pago. Okay, dude, calm down.
Polarization and Extremism Research and Innovation Lab at American University. Her book, Man Up, The New Misogyny and the Rise of Violent Extremism will...
Bruh! Dude, what the fuck? The new misogyny and rise of violent extremism. See, this is what they do, chat. This is what they do. And this is why I'm so adamant to you guys when I say we got to preach anti-violence. We got to preach, like, so I tell you guys all the time. When you have like a movement like this, right, that is dangerous to the status quo, it's dangerous to the establishment. They're going to do anything in their power to shut you down. And the fastest way for them to shut you down is by labeling you a violent extremist, chat. Okay? That's the easiest way for them to get rid of you. They label you a violent extremist and then cooked. Because now at that point, they don't have to actually debate with your ideas. Okay? And this is why when I'm like critical of Israel, And some of these idiots sometimes even try to bait me into a fight or whatever. You know, obviously I get mad or whatever, but I gotta like realize that like that's what they want, right? Because if some dude that comes up to me and does some weird shit and he gets hit with a fucking
Welcome punch,
I might look at it as self-defense. They're gonna look at it as a hate crime. See what I'm saying, chat? One person's self-defense could be another person's violation of civil liberties. And anytime you're an individual who holds conservative viewpoints that go against the narrative, it's literally guilty until proven innocent. Because as much as we know that this content is getting popular and more men are starting to watch this shit, the normies still don't know what's going on. Right? Hence, why they're doing this fucking video right here and why this made a book called Man Up. The New Misogyny and Rise of Violent Extremism.
Will be published in the fall.
They land on an influencer who's offering them often very tangible and real help that makes a difference, right? Like get 8 hours of sleep and drink water and get to the gym. And they package that with scapegoating of women or treatment of women or an idea of success as being, you know, dominant. And so, you know, your life is improving while you're starting to believe this other stuff.
Women sell purity, men sell success.
2016 era was like Jordan Peterson. We live in the post-Andrew Tate world where the manosphere that came after Andrew Tate is somehow even worse than Jordan Peterson. Like,
no, it's actually better, right? It's actually way better. And this is why you're a Hasan. So the Jordan Peterson era, right, of masculinity and, you know, I would even consider Jordan Peterson red pill that much. Now, so what you guys got to understand is that there's different camps when it comes to this shit, right? There's different camps. Okay? So what are these camps exactly? So you got people like, let's say Jordan Peterson, right? Who look at it more from a clinical perspective of and the David Buss, etc., where they look at it from like a biological primitive standpoint, right? With some tradcon thrown in. Then you got people like Matt Walsh and Michael Knowles who put it more from a traditional conservative framing, right? Then you got people like me and Andrew Tate, where we take all that information and then we give you guys actual, real, applicable advice, right? We are aware of the David Buss studies. We're aware of the traditional conservative, need for a family. But what we do is we educate you guys so you guys navigate the sexual marketplace appropriately so you don't get cooked in the process while you're trying to pursue a family, right? So I would say roughly these are the three different types of camps. So Jordan Peterson, Chris Williamson, these Huberman type niggas is really the way I would, Andrew Huberman type guys, which basically is the guys that, nerd out on the stats and they talk about the differences between the genders from an academic perspective. That's one group. Then you got the guys that are, traditional conservative Christians, your Michael Knowles, Daily Wires, all these other fucking guys. Then you got finally the guys like us where we combine the academic alongside the religious and give you guys an overview and actual real practical strategies to deal with the new normal of women, right? This is why I got in a big ass fucking debate with Matt Walsh yesterday. Not yet, Matt Walsh. With Matt Walsh. Me and Andrew Tate did on Twitter. Because the problem with the problem with the academic world is they look at the numbers, they see the trends between men and women, but they're not really able to give you guys applicable advice. Then you look at the traditional conservatives, they give you advice, but that advice is dated. Oh, just get married, bro. Just get married. You'll be fine. There's nothing more manly than like having one woman and having a family, doing the right thing, right? That's what Matt Walsh monkey ass tells y'all niggas, right? And then you got guys like me where I come in, I tell you, look, this is the fucking sexual marketplace. This is how women are, okay? And I drill into your guys' fucking heads. This is where we are. You either A, adapt and innovate and navigate the marketplace correctly, or you keep doing what you're doing and continue to get what you're getting. Because the problem with these two different groups is one side is too academic and doesn't account for how to actually do shit. One side is fucking dated and they don't know how women are now. So realistically, my strategy is the best, and I'll just fucking tell y'all that. I'm not scared to admit that. When it comes to how to deal with women, my strategy is by far the fucking best. By far. And I stand on that with 10 toes, 2 feet, 10 toes down. Because my strategy is this. You increase your sexual market value. I think every single man can get themselves up to at least a 7 on the marketplace. A 7 out of 10 on the S&V. Every guy I think can do that. Between making their money, self-improvement, getting in the gym, taking care of themselves, grooming themselves properly, etc. I think every single dude can make their sexual market value up to at least a 7. Right? Others can, have more potential. So that's step 1. I tell you guys you need to fucking self-improve. Step 2, I familiarize you guys with how women think now. I talk about the ugliness about hypergamy. I tell you guys how women love to monkey branch. I tell you guys about how women move in society where they're able to double dip, where they're able to be a lady on one hand and enjoy the benefits of being treated as such, while simultaneously being able to be treated like a man and enjoy the benefits as such. Because this is what I call proverbial double dipping. And no one else fucking talks about this, by the way. Right? The academics are too because they don't want to come off as misogynists. The trash cons are too fucking dumb because they're still stuck in 1955. I'm the only motherfucker that tells you guys what the fuck is really going on. Okay? There's no one in this space that breaks this down better than I do. And the reason why also I'm the best at this shit is because I understand all the other strategies. I know what the Christian strategy is. I know what the fucking academic strategy is. So when I tell you guys I need you to self-improve and get yourself up to a 7, there's a reason why I'm saying that. I'm saying that because I want you guys to go into the sexual marketplace in a position of dominance, okay? In a position of power. Because the problem is a lot of you guys are fucking broke, bums, right? Complaining about $1 on OSS or whatever, and you niggas are still trying to fuck bitches. What? What? And I'm not saying this is like a shameless plug for OSS, which I am getting for $1. But the reality is, a lot of you guys that watch don't have 2 fucking nickels to rub together, but you motherfuckers want to get bitches. And I tell you guys not to do that, because here's what's going to happen. If you're a brokey or you don't maximize your sexual market value, this is what's going to fucking await you, my friends. You're going to get the fucking girl by the skin of your fucking teeth. She's not going to respect you. You're going to always be looked at as inferior. She's going to look for better options. And since you have such low market value, you have no leverage in the relationship. So she inevitably will be in a position of power. And anytime women are in positions of power in a relationship, it's a miserable experience. Any of you guys right now, how many of you niggas have lived with a girl before? And you moved into her house? Oh, yeah. Probably sucked, didn't it? Or you get caught cheating like this fucking dumb monkey nigga over here. And you're holding up a sign embarrassing yourself. Women are terrible people when they have leverage. And me knowing this is why I give you guys my perspective where I tell y'all you need to self-improve. Then, once you self-improve, you get yourself to a position where you are attractive to a majority of women. Then you could go out there and date. And then you choose. Right? This is why I always laugh at motherfuckers when they tell me, oh, Myron, you advocate for polygamy. Yeah. Wrong.
Welcome, punch!
I advocate for you being able to be polygamous. Big fucking difference. People fuck up my goddamn argument every single time. Well, you tell guys to have 50 body count. You tell guys to have three wives. Well, my pastor told me that's not the good way to go about it. I was watching Ben Shapiro, and he's a dutiful Jew. And I watched Matt Walsh, and he tells me that the best thing that I could do is have a family and one wife. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. A lot of you motherfuckers will take the Matt Walsh route of getting married and cope and say, oh, bro, I'm religious, man. When in reality, your sexual market value is low. And you're fucking lying to yourself saying, yeah, I just want one woman. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. 99% of you fucking ChristCon niggas, if I gave you guys 2 Lambos, a condo in Miami, and $1 million in the bank, you would not fucking be sitting there like, I'm going to be monogamous. Going to stay monogamous. Again, if you want to be monogamous, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. That's why I educate you guys with this information so that you can be monogamous if you want. But the key is this. You need to be capable of polygamy. That's my fucking key distinction. You don't have to practice said polygamy. No, a lot of you guys are religious. You want one wife? Fine. But you need to be in a position where you can go ahead and practice polygamy. Okay? It's the only way women get it.
Like the Fresh and Fit, Andrew Tate, like it's not even, like there was a lot of hatred of women in the Jordan Peterson era as well, in the manosphere or whatever it was.
See, this is how you know. This is how you know.
But nowadays,
this is how you know Hasan is incredible, bro. Jordan Peterson doesn't hate women at all. See, and this is how you know that Hasan's a fucking progressive. This is why the progressive part. This is why the left doesn't have men anymore. By the way, FYI chat. If you're over here saying that Jordan Peterson hates women, you're just a fucking
redacted.
Like, nigga. Jordan Peterson had to come up off of destroying feminists in debates. Okay? That's how he became famous. There's no hating of women from his perspective. But this is what I mean when I say the truth sounds like it's hatred, but it's not. But since Hasan is a smooth brain,
redacted,
a progressive, a leftist, anything that even gives the inkling that challenges the feminism narrative is terrifying to these guys. I'll give you another example of how I know that this dude's a fucking. Remember when he debated fucking Ethan Klein chat? You guys remember that shit? A couple of months back, Hasan Piker debated dumbass Ethan Decline is what I call him. Ethan Decline. Okay? And if you were wondering, yes, he is. He's one of them. And they debated each other on the Palestine conflict with Israel. A significant portion of that debate was wasted with Hasan fucking trying to defend himself that he's not a racist. Because I watched that debate. We reacted to it right here. And if you guys remember watching it, right? Hasan spent a significant amount of time trying to rationalize and justify that he's not racist, instead of focusing on the conflict and debating certain things. I'm at a point now where if you're scared to be called racist, can we even trust you? Honestly. I think at this point, being a racist shows that you're a real nigga, bro. And he lost that debate because he sat there, despite the fact that he has way more knowledge than Ethan, despite the fact that he's way smarter than him on this topic, and despite the fact that he has the truth on his side, he embarrassed himself because he was so fucking terrified of being called a racist. And this is why you can't trust left-wing political commentators, especially when it comes to social issues, because they're ass niggas. They're ass niggas. They will not tell you guys everything you need to know and the full truth, because they'll give you maybe 50, 60% of the truth, but they won't go all the way for fear of being called a misogynist or some other bullshit like this. The fact that Hasan thinks that Jordan Peterson hates women shows that his ineptitude and how far left he is. Bruh, Jordan Peterson literally refers to academic studies every single time he criticizes women. I don't think he's ever said anything that isn't peer-reviewed or researched. But this goes to show you guys the lunacy of the left. Anything that's stated about women, whether factual or not, whether empirically proven or not, whether academic or not, if you criticize women, it's considered you hate women or misogynistic. This is why, I'll be honest with you guys, I talked about this too. And for those of you that don't know, they try to revoke Jordan Peterson's license in Canada to practice psychology. And the reason why, guys, is because psychology, the whole psychology and psychiatry industry, it's run by women, by the way, now. It's completely run by fucking Karens. And since it's run by Karens, they don't do certain studies and they don't do certain research for fear of coming off as misogynistic. This is unethical. We can't do this. If you think Jordan Peterson hates women, you're a fucking... And quite frankly, your opinion doesn't matter. Because it's very clear that you're not saying that because he actually does hate women. Rather, you're saying that because you're scared of fucking backlash. And you can't trust motherfuckers like that, bro.
Fatality.
Can't trust people like that.
Nowadays, that's turned into like, instead of like trying to impress women by being traditionally masculine or whatever, now it's just straight up like hating women. These guys don't even want to fuck women or be around women or to date women. They just want to like harm women. Pretty.
This fucking guy. And actually, notice how he also did something here. He's framing not wanting to be around women as like problematic. I think not wanting to be around women is actually super fucking healthy and good. And I'll explain why. Men and women are not the same at all. We're vastly different in our interests, hobbies, etc. So if you're a dude and you're hanging out with a woman all the time, something's wrong with you. Okay? Something's wrong with you. Because if you're with a hyper feminine girl that acts like a girl, you guys should be complete opposites. And being around women all the time makes you fucking weak. How many guys do you know that have, had a girlfriend? When you met them, they were in shape. They, you have a buddy. Everybody, go back in time here. I'm sure there's plenty of you guys that remember your old high school friend who was in good shape. You played on a sports team, good-looking guy, right? Went to the gym, took care of himself. Then you see him 10 years later. He's shacked up with some fucking mid chick. He's fat now. He's lazy now. Every single one of you guys probably has someone in mind right now that did some bullshit like that. And it's because what? They spent a significant amount of time with a female. Got comfortable, got fat, cooked. So again, Hasan's trying to frame it where, if you don't like being around women, something's wrong with you. No, if you like being around women, something's wrong with you. The fuck are you talking about? Any guy that's like a masculine dude isn't going to want to be around women all day, bro. They're fucking annoying. The fuck? And I think deep down, Hasan knows this is the truth. But since he's fucking cucked by his audience and he's a progressive, he has to take this, moral high ground stance. Well, you don't want to hang out with women. You just hate them. No, how about the fact that they're annoying and we don't really see eye to eye on many different things. Men and women are completely different.
Like there was already incel culture that existed in these spaces, right? You had like the red pill, black pill, all this stuff, all the way back in Gamergate. And one could even say that like a lot of the Jordan Peterson adjacent content was also like undermining women, right? But nowadays, like the incel, black pill, like school shooter ass attitude has completely captivated the entire space. And it almost feels like a lot of these guys, like Fresh and Fit, doesn't even give advice on like how to fucking date women.
That's a fucking lie. Bro, we have videos to this day, like how to get girls, how to use dating apps, how to take pictures. The problem is that it gets boring. It gets monotonous. We have hundreds of videos on this shit. They don't even teach you. Yeah, we do, dumbass, every Wednesday. Hundreds of videos online right now for free. Top 10 phrases that women use to fucking trick you, how to get a girl out on a date, how to set up a date. Hundreds of videos up on that shit.
They basically give advice on like just shitting on women and telling that you should debate women.
What? What the fuck? It's actually the opposite. We tell guys to never debate women, dummy. I literally say, I debate these girls so you guys don't have to. I literally say that. And this is another thing that fucking pisses me off. See, words like this mischaracterize my position every fucking time, bro. They always mischaracterize my position every time. You should debate this. You should debate them.
This is seen as a more dominant position.
A woman wants sex more than the guy does.
The average woman will always cheat more than the average man.
That's the sort of content
Facts, bro.
Campbell was seeing. Soon, he was echoing those ideas.
How like women want to control us, and you know, us as young men, we have to not be at the whim of women and stuff. I didn't really know what I was talking about, but it sounded good.
Campbell's dad, Al, and his older brother, Brandon, who had fallen down similar rabbit holes when he was younger, noticed a change.
He started mentioning a lot of things typical of someone who believes that the world is against them, where you think that if you are not, in I'll say in quotes, superior, then something's wrong. He was
this nigga's blue-pilled as fuck.
kind of taking on opinions that didn't sound like his own. They were opinions that I myself once had because I had gained them from someone else.
While Brian was seeing this material.
Yeah, it's called wisdom. It's called wisdom.
Were you aware of it?
I guess I didn't really pick up on it at first. Over time, you know, you say a few things, it gets a little concerning, like, you know, hey, my wife's gonna clean up after me, being the alpha male and this and that and the type of
Dad posting your L's on the timeline. Sad.
guy is the strongest, the baddest, and everybody needs to bow down and respect you, but then you don't have to respect anybody else.
When it comes to behavior like this, there's really no excuse for it, but there may be an explanation for it.
Psychologist and author Lisa D'Amour specializes in...
And again, the whole industry of psychology and psychiatry, guys, is hijacked by women. If you guys remember, I was one of my guys when I was doing the Diddy trial, right, the Harvard grad. And, you know, he came from the psychology field of Harvard. And me and him had a conversation about this. You guys heard some of it when I did this breakdown. You guys remember how that psychiatrist testified in Diddy's trial as a subject matter expert? Right? The whole time, she was just pushing out fucking victim propaganda of women when she was there as a witness for the government. This field is completely cooked, chat. It's run by Karens now. It has lost so much legitimacy because women absolutely dominate this field now. Cooked.
Adolescent development.
It's helpful to think about 12-year-old boys in broader context. Girls hit puberty before boys do. So what this means is that for 7th grade boys in general, the girls are often beating them at recess.
Yeah, the girls hit puberty faster, but guess who matures slower? Contrary to popular belief, okay, people love to say, oh, women mature faster than men. No. You guys want to know when women start maturing? Women start maturing when they got to buy their own fucking drinks at the bar. Welcome, punch! That's when women actually start maturing. Once women start to get sexual attention from men, their brain development ends right there. Okay? It ends right there. And I want to be clear about this. When I say their brain development ends right there, I'm not saying that they're not gaining more intelligence and they're not, expanding their intelligence from an academic perspective. What I'm saying is that their maturity when it comes to figuring out the opposite gender, wanting to understand the other gender, wanting to, get a man to take them seriously, whatever, the maturity ends right fucking there. Okay? Ends right there. And to compound this problem, we teach little boys how they're supposed to treat girls. Be a gentleman, open the door, blah, blah, blah. But we don't teach girls how to take care of a man. I was talking about this with Andrew Wilson last week. We hold men to a standard when it comes to women about how men should treat women, but we never hold women to a standard about how they should treat men. The only people that actively talk about this shit are people like me and Andrew and other guys in the Red Pill who are all fucking shadow banned to hell. So since no one teaches women how to treat men properly, we have to teach you guys how your girl should be fucking treating you properly. We tell you guys what she should be doing, what's acceptable and what's not. So once again, when we give our advice, we're dispensing advice to you guys to put you in the strongest position to deal with this deregulated sexual marketplace that has been enabled by the psychology industry, from the family courts, from social media. I don't want to take a victim mindset here, but the reality is all these different fucking establishments in society are 100% anti-fucking male. And you can take that shit to the bank. We have created an entire infrastructure in the West to presume that the female way of thinking is the right way of thinking, to presume that anything that's inherently masculine is inherently toxic, to presume that the pursuit of a woman's happiness should override that of a man pursuing his happiness. For women, be a whore in fucking 20s, go to college, have fun, and then settle down when you're ready. For a man, man up and make a bunch of money so that you can take care of a woman. You see the difference here? Man, we still are being held to the same masculine standard that we've been held to for thousands of years. Meanwhile, these can pick and choose when they want to be a lady. And I'm one of the few people that calls out this wild fucking double standard. But when I do it, this is misogynistic. This is problematic. I don't know if you should be speaking like this. Women should have choice. But we've granted them choice and liberty at the expense of destroying everything else. As you guys know, this stupid yesterday turned 18 and made OnlyFans. Tay or some bullshit like this. Some fucking ching chong bitch, right? And she made roughly $1 million in a couple of hours, right? Now, obviously, a bunch of people were pissed off and outraged. Rightfully so, as she expected. But I need you guys to understand, this dumb fucking chopsticks making $1 million on OnlyFans in a few hours, it didn't start there. This didn't just come out of nowhere. Her ability to make money that quickly with no fucking skill set is a byproduct of where we are now in human history. I'll say that again for you guys. Some dumb fucking Chinese bitch made $1 million on the day she turned 18 on OnlyFans in a few hours. Her making that money, though ridiculous, that didn't happen out of nowhere. Okay? We've created the fucking environment where talentless are literally chomping at the bit. Oh, God, can't wait. Where when they turn 18, they're able to monetize their sexuality immediately. This is a byproduct of the very feminism that I told you guys about that's so fucking pernicious. Because when you think feminism, you think, women marching with pussy hats in Washington, D.C. saying down with the patriarchy? No. No. It's way more than just that. That's like entry-level fucking feminism. What you guys don't realize is that feminism has permeated through all the different societies in America that's created this fucking toxic environment. A turning 18 and making OnlyFans, that is the byproduct of decades upon decades of feminist indoctrination. It didn't just start there. It started back in the 1960s. It started with women's suffrage. It started with the birth control pill. It started with free love. It started with no-fault divorce. That's when it started. And little by little, the snowball got bigger and bigger. The slope got slipperier and slipperier. And now we have the final form where you got bitches on their 18th birthday opening up OnlyFans and starting their life off as a fucking sex worker.
Fatality.
And just so you guys know, this is not the first time. We are slowly moving into a world where you're going to see more and more women monetize their sexuality openly. It used to be women must monetize their sexuality covertly, but now they do it overtly. Remember, guys, we had some on our show from OnlyFans? Some girl from Ohio or some shit like that? I don't know if you guys remember this. We had a girl on our show one time. She said it. Oh, yeah, I walked across the stage on my 18th birthday and I threw money up in the air. What? Yeah, I was on OnlyFans when I was a senior in high school. So this is where we are. It started with the ability to have an abortion and free love and no-fault divorce. Now, we got bitches literally biting their nails on the last day of their 17th, the day before their fucking 18th birthday, literally waiting until the fucking clock hits midnight so they can say create when they make their fucking OnlyFans account. Do you guys get that? Feminism has created such a fucking toxic environment where 17-year-old girls are sitting there at fucking midnight with their phone like this. Oh God, I can't wait. They turn 18 and that bitch says submit to OnlyFans with all of her biological information in there, banking information, all this other shit when they kick off their OnlyFans. It used to be you turn 18, you go to the fucking grocery store or the gas station, buy a pack of cigarettes, say, damn, nice. And then you give that pack of cigarettes to somebody. But you don't smoke the fucking cigarettes. Maybe I'm showing my age here, but that's what we used to do when we turned 18. Go to the fucking little smoke shop or go to the fucking convenience store, buy a pack of cigarettes, give it to the fucking homeless guy outside, and then keep it moving. Now, these are literally making OnlyFans as their 18th birthday. And this is why I need you guys to understand that this thought culture that we have, it didn't start out of nowhere, man. It really didn't. We're just at the final form of it. And the reason why we're here, because we got weirdo feminist like this, with a nigga haircut, by the way, in the psychology field, running fucking cover for these, and then you got like Hasan Piker re-enabling this bad female behavior doctrine that we got going on. Because guys like him don't hold women accountable ever. Because they don't want to be called, I don't want to be called a misogynist, chauvinist. No.